Hello everyone, my name is Muir and we've got something new for you today. However, before we get into the video, I'd like to take a moment to tell you that nearly 70% of people who watch our videos are not subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you could do me a huge favor by liking the video, commenting below, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that bell. It really helps out the channel and lets me know that you're liking what I'm making. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, let's see. We could also decide to retool some of these guys if we need to. Maybe instead of claws, we just have more broadswords. That is an option as well, as it doesn't seem like this is going to work. So that means we can always just. That means that we can always just like test until things work. Because you guys are probably wondering, like, what is a version of this that actually can work long term? But okay, there, and just gonna control click over there, teleport there. Alright, so let's see. So what is an option that we have that we can refit these two? Well, we might want to get rid of some of these things. We might want to get rid of... Thunders are going to be required for taking down the enemy interceptors. So we might replace that with, say, a thunder, or just also having more shields so they can survive longer could be really useful. Okay, so let's put another thunder on that. Or since their shields are really one of the problems, we can try putting another broadsword on there. So that might work out for us. Okay, let's try that. It has less EMP, but it does the job, I suppose. Okay, so let's just update everyone to that. This will take a hot second. Okay. We have all of that. We can get rid of the tugs. We can just slap those in storage, leave those, and then take, 4 more. Yeah, those will be added at the bottom. They aren't, where we want them to be in terms of their demods for the derelict operations, but whatever, they'll do the trick, I guess. So, we'll repair those ships. Come over here to our infinite fuel, I suppose. I guess we'll, get more of those and hire more of them. And then we will teleport ourselves back over there. Because why not, I guess. Just teleport ourselves right over to it. Alright. Let's do this. We saved again. Alright, sounds good. So we're going to have them... We're going to set a point right... They're going to move forward a little bit, so we'll set a point, say, right here. And their job will be to defend that point. So all ships will just go straight there and defend that point. After that, we are going to say I want you to Spider Strike him. Okay, that's not going to do anything. So let's see how these guys play out instead. So, how's he doing? His hard flux is increasing by a decent amount. His is pretty low. Good, they're focusing on him. I like that. Let's keep focusing on him. And slowly just eat away at his shields and armor until they can rip him apart, I guess. Okay, so we took down another one. Who cares? Send out yet another legion. Okay, so everyone, let's belay that order so they all come back here. We've driven him off, now it's time for them to drive him off a little bit. As this guy desperately tries to do his thing. he's dead. He's as good as screwed. And, you know, they're keeping this guy rather high on flux, which is bad for him. As that means, it'll be a bit easier for our ships to target him down. Now he's taking more armor damage than he is, which is great. Alright, everyone. Attack him. Just take him down as much as you can. Maybe we'll get lucky, and we'll pick him up. But again, he has a lot of armor, a lot of defense. And oh no, they took out another one of those. Oh well. Send in another one. And down he goes. Excellent. Everyone, take him on. If we can get rid of the cruiser variants, Tesseracts, then most likely we can take down the other ones with relative ease. But it seems as though the broadswords, replacing those claws with broadswords, definitely did the trick to an extent. It's definitely something we would like to pursue in the future. So let's have everyone instead now come and defend that waypoint so that we start destroying those as well. I want him to sort of overcommit over here somewhere so that we can take him out. Because we want his flux to get relatively high so that we can just wipe him out. He's going to split into a bunch of fighters. He would just split into two of those. It looks like that his hull is very slowly taking extra damage. Okay. Okay, down he goes. He's going to transform into two of those, which is fine. Our fighters are going to go hunt down their fighters. Let's throw in another one of those. And ideally we could kill these or kill him so that he's less problematic for us. But there's quite a bit out there. Alright, so how's it going with these? He's starting to take a lot of damage. He's taking some damage. He's not really overfluxed. There's a glut of enemies at the moment. These guys are staying relatively high fluxed, which is good. Oh, you took a whole lot of hull damage there. I like it. Okay, good. He went down. And now you guys... I want you guys to focus on killing him. I want the rest of you to focus on killing him. It looks like he is highly fluxed. So you have a better chance of killing him now more than any time. Alright, come on. Take him down. And his hull is going up and going down a little bit here and there. Once these guys die, once this dies, then this should become a lot easier. Alright. I want you all to just focus on killing him. The other ship's point defense should be able to take care of a lot of these fighters when they come around. Let's go ahead and deploy another. And anytime. Just almost there. There he goes. At this point, we can kind of just defend this central point. That should be alright. So we have one of these. That's nice. And he still has that that point defense ability. He has what I'm guessing are like super lasers, effectively. But we are slowly taking out everything. Let's have them all focus on that guy since there's only one of them. But alright, he should fall relatively soon. Now, if you have Moras, there would be even more fighters. So with this, we're only able to field 8 times 4, which is 32. With if you had the 16 Moras, you would have 3 times 16, which would be 32, and then 47. So you'd have 47 of them instead. So they'd be incredibly dangerous. You definitely have more fighter spam going on. But this is basically the super in-game threat that exists. It seems to be splitting again, maybe? Yeah, into a bunch of fighters. And then with that, it's just going to be our fighters slowly cleaning them up. So the lightning strikes, those are basically point defense, I think. But, yeah, with simply so many fighters attacking them, it won't be... These guys are not long for this world. They're not long for this dimension. Maybe when they get back to the other one. But alright. The slaughter is coming there. Let's have them full assault. So they send all their fighters off to kill those. And there we go. The fleet is defeated. Let's do ship recovery. And if you decide that you want to do derelict operations, there's something. So that's control. There's control backspace. You want to go with add story points, and then however many you need to use. So let's say here we go with all, and there we go with all. And so that would be, say, 5. So you could just go add story points 5. And you would have 5 extra story points. If you wanted to circumvent one of their systems that makes derelict operations really hard to do. So you can do that. You can go through the wreckage, you can take all this stuff, all the super weapons. We can continue to this. We can just say, I mean, here, just so you guys can see what it is, say add metals. Was it 20,000? 20,000? Add metals. I think it's add commodity. Okay, add credits, add credits. So I think we can go list, add. List, what is it, commodities? Items, I guess. So we have they have rare metals, they have common metals, I guess? Maybe? See if I can find it. Marines, Omega Core. Omega Core? I'm not necessarily finding it. Finding transplutonic ore, but I'm not finding the metals. So we have add metals. What? What do you mean? Okay, so let's see. We go with add ordnance, add ships, add marines, add item. So add item metals. Okay, we have one of that. So we want to go with 20,000. And then we need, what do we need after that? 5,000 of the rare metals. Add item was rare metals. 5,000. Alright, so we'll leave and then immediately click on the hypershunt, continue, offload, and so we can explore. The structure is currently undergoing automated self-repairs, so I don't think it takes a year for that. Otherwise, that just takes absolutely forever. Now, how can you make that easier on yourself if you have something like this and you want to, say, use all of these at once? Well, you can go into settings, you can go to system, say battle size instead of 300 as is default now, you can set it like 400. That'll let you get more out there. But otherwise you can just do it this way. This is in dev mode. That doesn't change the battle, by the way, so that hasn't been changed. So Omega is going to show up probably later, so let's just do that, because I haven't read this either. Add item Omega Core. Okay, so that's the Omega Core, no description yet. Only store resources. So what happens if we try to put that on a colony? Can we put it on a colony? No. But it looks very different. It seems to be like defying space, I suppose, a little bit. But there we go, guys. I'm not sure where to go at this point. That was really what we wanted to try out, was to see if this was even viable. I guess the question becomes, how far can you go? Let's say these many ships. We didn't use all of them either. We didn't run out of ships this time. So there is that. So we need fuel. Let's say we want supplies, and let's say we just max out on crew as well. Okay, sounds good. How far could we go? We could get there and back. We'd have to mothball a lot of ships afterwards due to just losses, but we could get there and back. Can't get out to the outer reaches, but here's the thing. By the time you're looking at attacking these dudes, you would most likely, because the other one's over here, you would most likely have finished the Galatia questline and be able to just teleport to somewhere out here or something like that. So, that wouldn't necessarily, this isn't necessarily a big deal for that. You could also, if you know one's out here, you could set up a, you could set up something out there. But let's see. There was one over here that still had question marks. So let's go over there and let's survey that one. And I think that is literally everything. Let's just look through and see. I'm gonna go with the perimeter first. See if there's literally any system we have not yet explored. So we can just do that real fast for you here. But I think we have explored everything. At this point. Oh, wait, no, we haven't. We haven't explored some of them because of the remnants. So, how does this work with the remnants? So, what's the planet we haven't explored? What do you mean? Oh, it's him. Might as well explore those, why not? Okay, so is this one now done? Yes. So those are done. I'm just checking to see if there's anything that... Oh, we haven't seen that one yet. Well then, let's go over there. And just enter it. Because why not? Okay, so let's go over there. We'll teleport over there. Check that one. And I think we have now explored that. Is there anything else? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I think we have fully explored everything that there is to explore. Yeah, so there doesn't seem to be anything that pops up that's like, hey, you explored everything, woo! So there is that. But let's go see how this fleet does against a larger remnant base. Because I'm pretty sure people are, considering that and, wanting to know. Okay, so... So what we see is that when you enter a system, they are all in one area, and then they just move out from there. So we want one of the bigger ones. We want, say, them. The 4-star, so it's a 4-star even with this. So that could be nasty. We'll just try to lure some of them over here. And plus, we can just teleport. Because, of course we can. We're magic. And they're like, huh, where'd he go? Alright, so let's get his attention so he comes after us. And let's go fight this guy. Let's go ahead and save. We're going to use a similar tactic that we did while fighting the other guys. We'll say hello. And then let's go ahead and engage. So with this, we don't want any officers. We just want as many ships out there as we can get. So they have better officers than we do. They have more officers, so they get more deployment points. And so if we can get our hands on some deployment points, which is what having not all of them being legions is good for, then that could be useful to us. But what we could do is say 3 go over this way, and those 3 go over there. So, can do that. I'm just going to double check to make sure we are actually still recording, because another screen is in the way. And yes, we are still recording. So we have these guys doing their things. Of course, sensors are off so we can see everything. We can see forever. And this 4-star enemy fleet of mostly Alpha Chord people is big and scary. Now, of course, since we're using derelict operations, we don't really care if anything gets destroyed. But it looks like against lesser ships, these guys do pretty well. That Radiant, however, is probably going to be a bit of a problem for them. So, he is slowly getting overfluxed. His armor is getting damaged a little bit here and there. And the legions are primarily what does the killing here. Whereas the fighters act as support, they protect the legions, and they do quite a bit of damage to the enemy. So they're sending in a bit more. What can we send in? Well, we can send in another one. That's good. We're going to send him over here, though. Alright, now you guys. You go over there as well. And, well, let's just watch the carnage that Brilliant pushes. But now we start to see that battle carriers versus really powerful battleships probably are going to have problems. Alright. So down he goes. That's fine. We just kick out another one. So you guys, let's just have you stay over here, I suppose. As you make your way over there. So he hasn't taken any real damage. He's overfluxed. And what we're probably going to want to do is have everyone make their way over there instead and just abandon these. So they can concentrate their ships and therefore fighters on defeating the enemy. Plus we have ships that aren't worried about going over there, they'll instead go here. So we'll say defend that, now everyone will go and attempt to defend that as best they can. which works for us. So he's the biggest threat, and everybody else is, you know, decently dangerous. So, can this defeat that? The answer is probably. I mean, probably with all that. But the part about the fighters is they do small amounts of damage all around the enemy ship, and eventually take them down. But he's going to go down, which is good. He's going to die as well. And they're going to slowly make their way down there and defend that instead. So when new ships come out, they'll be right there ready to fight. Ready to start brawling with the enemy. Now, if we had Moras, we would have roughly double the amount of Moras here. So currently we have 6, so we'd have 12 Moras out. Each Mora would have 3 fighters, so we would have 36 fighter units out there. Currently we have 6 of these, and each one has 4. So they would have 20. So they have 24 hangar bays, as opposed to the 36. But each Legion can pump out a little bit more damage, can pump out way more damage than a Mora can. The Mora can survive for a lot longer. Now this does mean, however, that we can just keep reinforcing these guys over time, so that they can slowly kill everything off, and eventually take down the enemy. So this guy is pretty much super fluxed. So he's going to die relatively soon. Of course, he's doing his best to stay alive. Do we lose anything else yet? No. He's doing what he can, but very slowly he's getting taken apart by all those hangar units. But looks like he has won. He has survived that for now. This guy, not so lucky. Nor is that one. So he's down. He will go down relatively soon as well. And he is still just... he's still trucking along. Doing his thing. This guy is likely going to go down relatively soon as well, with those 2 brilliants pounding on him. So let's pump out 2 more ships. Did this go up? No, not yet. So if we were to break this engagement and then send in our ships again, we would probably have more deployment points, simply because they would have fewer Alpha Cores, fewer officers. But they won the battles over here, so now all their fighters are coming over. His big doom is going to come from the fact that his shield is not 360, it's mostly. So that means wherever his shield is not pointing, we'll be able to take damage, but also he doesn't move as fast as when the other remnant ships do. So his flux will go up, and then it will stay up. We have these guys pounding on them. He's almost dead. Probably die soon. Yep. That guy is having problems, as he's not yet, but he's gonna die real soon. He's having some problems. To be expected. They're sending in whatever ships they have left at this point. But you just want to outlast the enemy. You can see he's already starting to get darker over there. He's already starting to lose armor in some areas. And any more ships? No. He's starting to lose armor all around his ship, actually. He'll be in trouble the moment a lot of fighters and a lot of ordnance comes his way. Looks like they are primarily focusing on him. So he's going to die relatively soon. Yeah, down he goes. After that, it will be him, and then hopefully him at some point. But they need to get through his armor, and it looks like that is now happening. So he's dying a very slow death at this point. Alright, so they got another one of the legions. No worries. We'll just send out another one. But he's slowly dying off. Slowly getting ripped apart. And pretty soon, he'll be dead. And down he goes. At this point, we want to get rid of that. We want people to full assault, so they just take out these brilliants. There's nothing else coming in. And I guess we'll get to see what rewards you get for taking out one of those larger 4-star fleets. So he's going to die relatively soon. Who will die first? So who do you think is going to die first? 1 or 2? If you chose 1, let me know in the comments below. If you choose 2, let me know in the comments below. Alright, comments made? Excellent. Let's keep going and see what happens. Could be anyone's game. Alright, 1 went down first, so now 2 is going to die. We don't need to do anything. We could start, dealing damage with F4 if we wanted to. But we're not going to do that. Alright, so we claim victory, ship recovery, all of them, and all of them. And then picking to the range. We just get gamma cores, some of this stuff. Nothing particularly amazing, or really worth fighting them over. So, there is that. What if we scavenge? Still nothing that's really worth it. So, there are those. And how are we looking in terms of fleet and everything? Everything seems alright. That's good. Can they take down a Remnant Nexus? The answer is most likely yes. Alright, let's go over here, and then go over there. I guess we can go over here and say add credits. That much. And yeah, we just sit here and watch. The system looks a lot different when you can zoom all the way out. Of course, how far we can move the camera is pretty small. But that actually kind of looks like hyperspace. Because I think, like, this is normally like the max or so. So that's nice. Yeah, it's just like, it's normally like this. Maybe that. Oh, with depth mode, you can just go to the extreme. Okay, so how are our ships doing? Are they all repaired yet? Yeah, they're working on it. 6 days. 6 days until they are ready. Alright, well, they're working on it. Let's see. Finish. Repairs. Damn it. We tried, guys. We tried. But alright, let's see. What we'd ideally want to do is fight it by itself. And so... we can just sort of teleport ourselves backwards. And then... Alright, we can say hello. And then we just move to engage. And since it's just by itself, what I'm going to do... oh, we can use a lot. Nice. I'm just going to save full assault and just let them do what they do. Okay, so there are a lot of fighters. It seems to be doing a decent enough job. Every fighter killed by the station's main guns is good for us, I suppose. Alright, took out that. We can't, like, control-click to teleport people places. We can say all of you. We can say this guy. Eliminate. Mainly because we just have infinite. We have a lot of legions we can just pump out. So we don't really care if things die. Now the reason I think they made it to where the game is... the reason I think they made it so that you have to be zoomed out for like this is like the max or something is because, well, I'm going to demonstrate. As you can see in the recording, everything jittering. But alright, the ships have won the air game. They've won the air war. Now it will be about them actually winning that war against the station itself. Yeah, it looks like that is now starting. So, the remnant stations have two major benefits over, say, they seem to be modeled similarly to the low-tech station, so that tells us that station's probably one of the better ones. But two, we have that it rotates faster, not as fast as a midline, but it rotates faster than a low-tech station. And second, it has a lot of firepower that are more modular. So each one of these has their own... each one of these little pieces have their own hit points. So if something gets through, it doesn't end up destroying, say, an entire... the station's ability to keep firing back. It just destroys a decent portion of it. Alright, but, okay, let's tell them all to eliminate that, so they'll actually close them. I guess that wasn't clear enough. Full assault is still on, so... I would like for them to go do their thing. Close in, shoot it in the face until it dies. Do what they do best, I guess. This is also a scenario where you'd probably do better with lots of bombers. And so we have one of these is generating the shields as well. But yeah, just keeping it high on hard flux is definitely something that they want to do. So, as the best of the high-tech stations, as the best of the low-tech stations, and what makes the midline, mid-grade stations, the mid-tech stations, good. Alright. There's a lot of hard PD as well. with those paladins, they tend to take care of fighters quite nicely. So if we wanted to improve these away from, say, what they are right now, we might go with a lot of the 14th Battle Group versions, because they have those anti-shield missiles. Then we could make a lot more of our fighters, say 3 of our fighters be warthogs. And then one of our fighters be a broadsword or something, or an interceptor. Probably we'd have to have interceptors then. So we could do, say, 2 warthog, 2 thunders. That could work. But that would allow all these ships effectively to be pounding on their shields with missiles. The downside of that, of course, would be that then they would have the issue of not necessarily having the longevity that we would like. But they would be able to do that pretty well. As right now they don't seem to be actually getting through at all. Even with an eliminate order, they are struggling to do anything here. Alright, well, they destroyed one part. They destroyed the shells, the armor of that. But that's just armor, that's not the actual weapons themselves. So, well, let's see how else they're playing out. And while this plays out, I'll be right back. Alright, and so they're still going at it. They lost any extra ships yet? Well, they just lost one. Yeah, they lost 2. So I don't have much confidence in them being able to really take this down. So, but in that battle, let's have them leave, and we're just going to load that. Okay, sounds good. Let's go ahead and make our way back to Penelope's Star, to Dead Space 1 specifically. And we're going to just drop all this stuff off. And I want to try something else, because we do have this one right here. So I want to look at that. And I want to see how well that one works as well. But also, so we have everything now. We just made it so where we could build everything. Can we make any 14th battle groups? We can make a 14th battle group there. I don't think we can make a 14th battle group Legion though. Huh, that's weird. I figured we would get everything. So let's see. We can go to list. We can go to list ships. List blueprints. Okay, let's go to help, and then that will give us a lot of options. Content campaign market. So let's see. Move submarket, run code. Okay, we need to leave this, and then we can go and see all these. So, blueprints. All blueprints. Okay, so that tells me that you can't build 14th Battle Group legions. It's that, or it's in this somewhere. So storage, sorts, and then would be near the bottom. It doesn't look like you can learn how to make a 14th Battle Group Legion, which is a bit of a pain. Oh, right. Okay, so let's go and blueprints. No command. Okay. Add item blueprint. Blueprints. Okay, sounds good. So that's just an archaic one. Aurora class, Lasher class. So if we were to go and say add item list. I think we need to put it at the front. List, add item. List blueprints. A blueprints. Blueprints list. Okay, so I don't think there's a way to mass manufacture the 14th Battle Group Legion. So that means we go add ship Legion 14th. So the maybe. Okay, list ships. So we're looking for the Legion XIV. Gotcha. Add ship Legion XIV. Okay, sounds good. And we'll say 20. Yeah, 20. So we now have 20 of those. Let's look at this. So, what I'm thinking we do is first we don't care about that. We care about this though. That speeds things up. So we're going to want one of these to be hurricanes. We don't have enough hurricanes though, so we're going to add weapon, list weapon. Yeah, weapon. And we need hurricanes. So I want some of those. Ah, okay. Add weapon hurricane 30. Sounds good. So we can go with 2 warthogs. And then say 2 broadswords. I suppose. So those would work. We could go with talons. Definitely agile. It's not an interceptor, so that could be a problem for it, but overall, as long as it has enough air superiority, we can make that one a talon instead. So that can work. We'll want each of these to be a heavy mauler, I think. What do you mean? Oh, right. Okay, let's set these super low. So that will give it punching power. But this one's really dangerous too. There's a bunch of damage. I think what we would do is... So we have a lot of anti-shield and a lot of anti-armor. We might see what we can do. We can test this out for now. We have 5 of these. Typically, shields will take a bit more to take it down. So, we can do something like that. And so that diversifies our damage types. Let's see, what do these do? These are damage per second is 135. This is damage per second is 120. So yeah, this might work just fine. So we're going to need those expanded missile racks. We have this to help us take down shields. And so we actually don't want those on the same. Our Vulcan cannons, we're just going to simplify our Vulcan cannons and put them over there. We're going to have the weapons in the front all together, and then these on their own, so that seems to work. But we want these to actually be on different ones, so they aren't just spamming them out. So there's that, and now we need to be able to fire forever. At least we want to be able to fire forever. Around. Let's spam those out. Because it's unlikely that we will be firing forever all the time. Let's go ahead and make that the 14th battle group version. Now let's just update everything to that. So the advantage here is that it has those heavy weapon mounts, those heavy missile weapon mounts. I do think that the Legion should be purchasable and buildable by, well, it is purchasable, but it... What? Okay, what's this called? Squall? Add weapon wall. Okay, same. 50. So much nicer. Okay, and there's no...